A child's laughter drifts through an empty farmhouse. It's light, innocent, until you realize it's coming from the attic. The only living child in the house is asleep downstairs. In the morning, her mother finds small handprints on the window, tiny, delicate, but not Hattie's. Welcome back to Have Haunted Chronicles. Tonight, we're traveling back to the 19th century Illinois to a quiet farmhouse where one little girl had a playmate no one else could see. It's a story that starts with laughter and ends in silence. And like every haunting that begins in childhood, it makes you wonder where imagination ends and something else begins. The year was 1870, and 12-year-old Hattie Bennett lived with her parents and little brother on the outskirts of East St. Louis. Life was simple: church on Sundays, long summer evenings, fireflies over the fields. Then one afternoon, her mother heard her talking upstairs. She smiled. Hattie loved to play pretend. But then she heard a second voice, soft, polite, clearly a little girl. She ran into the room, and Hattie was alone. Hattie told her parents she just made a new friend. She wears a bonnet, she said, and a blue merino dress. She likes to play hide and seek in the attic. At first they laughed. Every child had an imaginary friend. I had one, I think. But anyway. But soon, small things started to happen. Coats fell from their hooks. Chairs creaked as if someone had just sat down. And at night, the faint laughter of two girls floated down from the attic. One voice familiar, one not. Visitors heard it too. Word spread through town. Neighbors stopped by to listen for the ghostly playmate. A reporter from the St. Louis Dispatch came to expose a hoax. Instead, he wrote that he heard a child's voice answer his questions, even though no one else was in the room. The sound, he said, came from everywhere and nowhere at once. A priest called it an unrested soul. Even the mayor visited and left pale, claiming something unseen had tugged his sleeve. For the Bennetts, what began as innocent play had become terrifying. By late summer, crowds gathered outside the farmhouse, pressing their faces to the windows. Everyone wanted to see the girl in blue. Inside, Hattie grew quiet, withdrawn. Her parents begged her to stop speaking to her invisible friend, but she whispered, "She's lonely." Then one October night, the laughter stopped. Hattie woke screaming. Her friend was gone. The next morning, every door in the house stood open. Front, back, cellar, attic, as if something had fled into the dark and it never came back. Locals said the ghost was a child who died on the road nearby, struck by a carriage on her way to school. They buried her in an unmarked grave at the crossroads. For years, travelers swore they saw a girl in blue walking that same path, clutching an invisible doll. Some said she was looking for her lost toy. Others believed she was searching for her only friend, the girl who once spoke to her kindly. The Bennetts moved away. The house rotted, then collapsed. But when the wind slips through the broken attic window, it still sounds like two little girls laughing. Who was the girl in the blue? Was the girl in blue a ghost? Or was she something born from Hattie's loneliness, a voice that filled the silence of an empty home? We'll never know. But maybe that's why this story lingers. Children see what adults have forgotten how to. The line between imagination and haunting isn't a wall, it's a whisper. Maybe Hattie's playmate wasn't a spirit at all. Maybe she was a part of childhood that refused to be forgotten. The echoes of every friendship that ends too soon. Either way, the laughter still feels real. Here are 3 creepy facts to haunt your day. Poltergeist activity often centers around young girls. Folklore and psychology both suggest adolescent energy can trigger strange physical effects. The girl in blue phenomena appears in multiple Midwest ghost stories from the 1800s. Child spirits seen first by other children. Hattie Bennett's case was printed in newspapers across Illinois and Missouri with no proof ever found of a hoax. You know, what stays with me about this one, it isn't fear, it's loneliness. So many hauntings begin with the same ache, need to be seen, to be heard. When I picture Hattie sitting in her attic whispering to someone she could only see, I wonder if maybe the ghost wasn't the only one who was lonely. I've always thought spirits aren't drawn to places, they're drawn to people, especially the ones who can still hear them. And maybe that's why children see more ghosts than adults do, because they haven't learned to stop listening. Hattie's playmate may be gone, but her laughter still echoes through Illinois, soft, distant, and full of the kind of innocence that never fades. Until next time, stay curious and always, always stay haunted.